for a hug, but Karen's not really into it.
I'm sure she is.
It's more like Mary's trying to say, Karen, you can trust me.
It looks more to me like somebody's trying to, like, you're trying to convince her of something, like, that maybe she's not, receptive to.
You're supposed to not move your facial features either.
No, that's a hard one.
I mean, I'll let you move.
Ahead of time.
I'll let you move in 20 seconds, but no. Can somebody come in and, are there other comments on this interaction?
Yeah, they're feeling the share of their feelings.
They're sharing their feelings?
Yeah.
Are they good feelings or bad feelings or some other feelings?
Well, it's kind of, long time no see like this.
I would be wondering if the reverse would be possible. Like, Karen is obviously a little bit younger, and she's not doing like this gesture. Like, it's more like I'm the person in charge. I greet you into my club. But I think it's nice to do that.
It could be. Mary's approach could be seen as a bit aggressive, I think, controlling.
This is it. Yeah.
But it's also intimate, right? Because there's more contact than we typically have in, just a normal Western handshake, right?
Yeah. Karen's stance is like pretty firm and broad, like
Yeah. It's interesting because Karen's wearing pants and Mary's wearing a skirt too. It's like.
Perhaps Mary didn't really follow the rules actually, because you were supposed to just shake hands, right? And then you reached out, you just did much more.
It's transgressing.
Yeah. It depends on what our definition
Is
is.
that part of the handshake? Putting it on.
Yeah. Okay, so someone come in and change this interaction. Great.
You mean I do something different, or I make her do something different?
Yeah. Just come in and either remove Mary or remove Karen, and just make it a different interaction.
Oh, okay, that wasn't really.
Does Vicky make herself part of it, or?
No, it should be good for the two people.
Okay, so I'll remove Mary.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, you're supposed to still be in here. Yes. But when you get tired, you can move. But that's it. So now, what's going on in this interaction? Karen's happy.
It looked to me like a jiu-jitsu or a judo self-defense move.
Yeah.
So.
See how she tricked Karen. She's about to be taken down.
Yeah.
Beginning of a piggyback.
Yeah, excellent. The beginning of a piggyback. Is Karen an aggressor in this scenario, or could she be?
No.
Well, if we hadn't, it's courting time, but courting that moment from where I am, potentially, because I can't see what's going on the other side.
Yeah. All I see is Karen, the back of Karen's body, and sort of wrapped her. She could be holding a knife right now. On the other hand,
she's not.
Or is she? Anyone else? Want to do one more switch? One more change of? Can I ask somebody to come in and do one more change interaction? Don't be scared. I think you want to. I can tell.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That's it. I don't.
Change for me?
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just pad like this.
That's great. What's happening here?
These two are really good friends.
Yeah.
They're posing for a picture.
They're posing for a picture.
From the back, they look like.
I think they're just about to break up. It's a comforting sort of, but just about to part sort of moment.
I think I'm morbid. I think that they're at a grave and they're sort of looking at something they're at a funeral.
That's so sad.
I know. I'm kind of sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, that's great. Thank you very much, volunteers. We can, I leave it up to you as to whether or not you want to sit on the chairs or the way that we are.
Yeah, not really. I always, yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Me too. I like waiting.
I do that in class. So, some of the questions that these exercises invite are, how is it that we are making law through our interactions? And I think that the point that you brought up is a great example. I don't know how to, this is a great law, like should your cell phones be turned off in class? I don't know. It's like what kind of law are we making through these interactions? I'm going to throw out a couple questions and then I'm going to invite some responses. What are the skills that you used in either of these exercises? How would these skills apply to your work in law or in law and society or in law and humanities? And is there a story that you found particularly provocative of the three scenarios that we went through? Was there one that was particularly, did it disturb you in some way? And I guess the final one is, how do we use our bodies or the non-discursive register to resolve conflict?
I'll start. I was kind of surprised that nobody saw my handshake as a politician's handshake. The only people who have ever shaken my hand like that are people who want my vote. Right? So they're pulling your hand, they're kind of grabbing onto you, and it is kind of an uncomfortable position. And when you think about making law, as we do, it seems to me that a lot of that is positional. So the person who takes the first step, who defines the situation, can keep defining the situation. In fact, because the other person is forced to either go with the handshake or, oh, no, I'm in the Green Party. I don't know if that's the kind of reaction you were looking for.
All reactions.
Yep. Okay.
We have rules.
Sure, sorry.
Just something in the first exercise, when we're all kind of copying each other, I think that goes on in the law as well. Like if everybody's speeding on the highway, then you're going to speed as well. And if everybody's like smoking weed, or even though that's illegal, everybody's going to do it. And it's like you can't really go against the flow. And I think the law depends on people doing the same thing, or the majority of people doing the same thing for it to be effective.
No, I agree with Mary. I saw the handshake that way, as a politician's handshake, and it reminded me of Bill Clinton, because I met him in Vancouver during APEC, and he shook my hand that way. And he actually squeezed the shoulder, which is very disturbing. But it was almost like an invasion, like because the handshake is a distance, and then you reach in and do that. So.
Well, you asked what kind of law we have. We don't really have law. We just have rule that someone makes a tableau and then people come in and fix it up or change it. So that's one thing. And then another thing I thought it was interesting in the exercise is the fact that everybody was sort of in their own head. So you're imposing whatever you think onto the tableau, right? So it's not about it is about what's in front of you, but it's up to you to figure out. So a skill or whatever that you might need for that is, I guess, imagination. And I guess you can use it in scholarship insofar as you're thinking, well, how can I approach this subject from a different perspective, right? I guess, look at it from a different perspective, but also from a way outside the box, so that I can add something to it, make it more original than it is. So.
I think the idea of a tableau, to me, is a really great image for law, because there was only so much that was relevant to our interpretations there, right? Like we were only going on those movements, not even movements, just that shape at that time. And so it wasn't relevant what story those people had to tell or how they had come exactly to that position, which I find law very constraining in that way, that we only take in a very narrow legal set of parameters when deciding what law is.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about